Hello everyone, we are here at Mayahuel in Sacramento, one of the most memorable Mexican restaurants in the state of California. I wanted to ask you guys, do you happen to know what Mayahuel means? And another question, do you happen to know what mezcal means? This is exactly what I would love to share to you guys. And I'm going to start off with the word mezcal. As a definition, it's a word that comes from the indigenous dialect, the Nahuatl, the dialect of the Aztecs. And it means corazón de agave cocido, cooked agave heart. So every time you think about mezcal, try to visualize an agave where the center part, its heart, has been cooked. That's what mezcal stands for. What's the difference between tequila and mezcal? Well, it happens to be that tequila is a type of mezcal. Back in the day, they used to call it mezcal of blue agave. But nowadays, it's called tequila because it comes from a particular region of Mexico produced with a particular type of agave, the blue agave. But guess what, guys? There's about 200 different species of agave that grow from north to south, east to west of Mexico. And every agave looks different in color, in size, in shape, but most important, in flavor, in terroir. Similar to a good wine. Wines taste different depending on the grape, where it comes from, whatever it surrounds the grape, that's how it's gonna taste. Similar case to mezcal. The only difference is that agaves take years to grow. They can take anywhere between 6 to 30 years. So when you're sipping mezcal, you're actually sipping a decade of rain, of sunlight, of moon energy, of hail, of anything that surrounded the plant throughout that time. It happens to be that the heart is like a sponge that absorbs everything all that time. It's the best way of tasting and representing Mexico. Historically, it's been considered a spiritual medicine. But I have a question. Who came up with this crazy idea? Who cooked the first agave heart? And who decided that it's a spiritual medicine? Where there's many theories and legends, but the one you hear the most still today in the Sierra of Oaxaca and other states of Mexico is the story of the goddess Mayahuel. Mayahuel is also a word that comes from the dialect Nahuatl, the dialect of the Aztecs. And it stands, or it means, the goddess of fertility. Why the goddess of fertility? Well, let me show you guys. An agave, when it's ready to reproduce itself, it shoots up the trunk of a tree. They call it the quiote. And all the way on top, it gives branches and flowers. Those flowers pollinize through bats. And when they pollinize, they get these bulbs full of seeds, about 1,800 seeds. That's why it's so fertile. So the natives believe that this plant is the reincarnation of the goddess Mayahuel. And when you sip from its juice, when you drink from it, you connect with your soul, you become more lucid, more energetic, and you connect with the gods. That is the historical tradition of mezcal, tequila, raicilla, bacanora. It's a spiritual medicine. But coming back to who cooked the first heart, well, there's a legend that says that one day on a big storm, there was a lightning that crushed into an agave and cooked the center part, which is right here. And their noses were amazed by the aroma. So they walked to it, they touched the piña, and it was really sweet, like a dessert. So they tasted it and they said, this is amazing. It's a message from the gods. All we gotta do is cook, shave the leaves, which is called the jima, harvest the piña, and cook it. But guess what happened? After a few weeks went by, as they were eating it, they felt the first experience of the buzz of alcohol, of mezcal, because the plant ferments naturally. And ever since then, they've been replicating this process. But now the way they cook agaves in mezcal is by doing these big conical holes underneath the ground where they put 1 ton of oak wood, they light it on, flames and smoke starts to come out, that's why it's smoky. They throw all the piñas in there, cover it up with soil, and let it slowly roast for about 5 days. So all the sugars within caramelize. Then they pull them out, and with a tahona, which is a horse or a mule that carries a big rock around, goes in circles and crushes all the agave, squeezing the juice out. And then they grab all that fiber with the juice, they put it on open wood barrels, and they let it sit there for about 3 weeks. And it naturally ferments. No chemicals in the growth of the plants or in the process. It's just natural, handcrafted. Once it's fermented, they grab all that fiber with the fermented juice and they put it on small copper stills or clay stills. Double distillation, and it goes straight to the bottle. This is a millenary tradition that have persisted throughout history. This is Mexico. And in this magical place, Mayahuel, you can come here, taste the food, pair it with mezcal, with tequila, with other Mexican spirits, so you get the full sensorial experience of what Mexico is all about. Thank you guys.